Hey guys, okay, so we've got some big news today, and it's not good news really. So, first off, we have the announcement that we will be getting Burning Crusade on June the 1st, and we will be getting Prepatch on May the 18th. This leaves very little time for the pre-patch. I really thought Blizzard would at least give us a month, but they didn't do that. The other news is that pretty much, as we all know, Blizzard is a business, and damn, do they not waste time cashing out on customers. So they have added a lot of paid services, none of which I agree with or am excited for. So to just copy your character over to a classic realm while also being able to play them on a TBC server, it's going to be $35 per character. This is not a service that unlocks for your entire account. This is per character. So even if you just wanted 2 characters over, that's $70 that you're forking out right there. The next bit of news is that there's going to be a deluxe edition, which is basically giving you the ability to have a bunch of cosmetics that weren't in TBC. So when they come out and they say we're going to be adding some changes, of course, pretty much what they mean is they're going to be adding cash shop stuff. So this is not exciting at all to me. I was already not really super thrilled about going into TBC. I like the TBC expansion, but I think it's kind of overhyped. I do think that it's one of those expansions that as soon as you get attuned and you're in decent gear, you're pretty much just raid logging unless you want to do arena. There's not really any other incentives to play the game, in my opinion. So I personally wasn't super excited going into TBC. I really enjoy Classic. I just think it's a more open world. Most of the zones are useful. You just see a lot of people everywhere. And I think TBC kind of ruins a lot of that in many aspects. With the news of all these microtransactions, I can't say that I'm any more excited for TBC, and quite the opposite, obviously. So what does this mean for the health of TBC? Well, personally, I think that a lot of people are going to be rubbed the wrong way on this. People kind of memed and made fun of the whole no changes crowd in Classic WoW, but the entire reason why people said no changes is that they did not trust Blizzard of today. They did not trust the developers. They do not trust the decision makers and the people over at Blizzard right now to make good decisions for Classic WoW. So everyone was saying no changes. We want the game as is. We don't want microtransactions. We don't want pay to win, essentially, for people to be able to get mounts, be able to get gold with gold tokens, all those kind of things. We didn't want this in the game, so people said no changes. And we got a Classic WoW that was true to Classic WoW. Now, was there some issues with, let's say, world buffs and griefing and dispel metas and all that kind of stuff? Yes, of course there was, but it was true to Classic WoW. So I think that in the end, that was a good thing. Now, fast forward to TBC, Blizzard sees just how popular Classic WoW was and how many people ended up playing Classic WoW, and I think that really took them by surprise. I don't think they expected this, and you even hear from staff within Blizzard that they weren't expecting this. You see that just by how many servers they had to add to Classic WoW. They weren't expecting Classic WoW to do this good. Now that they see that Classic WoW was doing this good, they saw a way for the company to make more money. New statistics have come out regarding how Blizzard has done in the last year as a company, and they've made more money, but they've lost players, and that's due to the fact that they love to cash in on people spending money on their cash shop. Now, I can't really fault them for this. Blizzard is a company, but unless they want to keep hemorrhaging players, they really need to start thinking about the player base, the average player base, before they take care of the people that are going to spend money on their cash shop, which I think is kind of their focus as of now. And we see this with TBC. Now, if I wanted to take advantage of all the deluxe edition copying some characters over, getting a level 58 boost, all those kind of things, I would be spending upwards of, $100 to $200 on a game that's already been released and already been played. There's no new features besides cash shop options. So I personally am very dissatisfied with the way things are going with TBC, and I don't think I'm going to be playing TBC in the same way that I played Classic WoW. Currently, I have 3 different Classic WoW accounts, and I'm paying monthly for them. I play the game a lot. I spend a lot of time in the game, whether it's, playing on my main character or leveling up alts, boosting people, or, playing low-level battlegrounds. But I can say that really moving into TBC, I probably will just be playing with a good friend of mine. Just messing around on low-level characters is probably what I'm going to do. I don't even know if I'm going to be playing that seriously at level 70. Probably not. And I also will only be having my one account active for quite some time, I think. Now, the reason I feel this way, obviously, is just due to the fact that when they do add changes, it's not for the benefit of the player base. They're slow to react to people's complaints. And in an earlier video, I think it was a few months ago that I made, I said that, when it was Classic WoW, when we had concerns as a player base, they had addressed those concerns very, very quickly. The Classic WoW dev team, really had the players' interest in mind, and they took those in stride and made the game better. I think they increased the phases from 4 to 6. They addressed what players were asking about, right? We now know that one of the key players and pretty much the main person to get Classic WoW onto its feet was Omar Gonzalez, and he has left the Classic WoW and Blizzard team and staff in its entirety. So he's no longer working at Blizzard. We've heard of lots of people leaving Blizzard overall throughout the last year, whether it's Overwatch with Jeff Kaplan, whether it's Classic WoW with Omar Gonzalez. But I think it's fair to say that a lot of the people that truly believed in Blizzard and have been there for a long time have been leaving in droves. And I think that Blizzard has really moved away from developing games that players love and worrying too much about their shareholders and making money. So that's really saddening to me, and I don't think TBC is going to be any different. I think you're going to have a huge influx of players early on in TBC, and I think you're going to see a massive drop-off, far more than you saw in Classic WoW, which definitely Classic WoW was hemorrhaging players throughout the different phases because Classic WoW was extremely hyped. And now if you look on Google Trends and you look at TBC, it has nowhere near the interest of Classic WoW. And with addition of all these, I would say microtransactions, but man, these are macro transactions. These are basically the cost of, getting a brand new game. And we have to remember, this is not a new game. This is a game that came out a long time ago, and we're still paying $15 a month to play this game. So this is, in my opinion, just kind of disgraceful. And there's been so many things over the years with Blizzard, whether it's, the stuff with Hong Kong, the stuff with, players being so upset with the way things have been handled at Blizzard headquarters, with the Activision merger in 2008, and just everything in general with Blizzard. I honestly think that it's hard for me to kind of go to bat for a company like this, and it's really hard for me to sit here and make content for a company that it's really hard for me to get behind and really support what they're doing. So with that being said, I will continue playing a little bit of Classic and a little bit of TBC here and there, just with one of my good friends. Other than that, I will be moving on to Ashes of Creation, making some content for that. The exciting thing is I have access to Alpha 1 of Ashes of Creation. There's going to be a lot of content about Ashes of Creation on my channel. You can check out my referral link below if you want to sign up for Ashes of Creation and also support me, which would be awesome. Ashes of Creation, I think, looks pretty promising. The great thing about Ashes of Creation, in my opinion, is it's a private company. They have investors, but it's not a public company as of yet. And most of the capital has been generated from their CEO, Steven. And I think Steven is a very open person. He's active within the community. And just overall, I know it's a new game, but I do think that they have, some promising prospects within the future of MMOs, and I think that they could do some good things. So I'm excited to be a part of the Alpha 1 testing here in the upcoming weeks, and then also there'll be a month-long Alpha 1 testing in June as well. So I will definitely be focusing much more on Ashes of Creation instead of Classic WoW and TBC. I'll be streaming myself playing Ashes of Creation because a lot of people will not have access, and I know a lot of you will probably want to check out the game. So definitely stay tuned for that. In terms of myself going forward making TBC content, I can't say for sure if I'm done with making TBC content. If I think of a video here and there that I want to create, or if I ever want to live stream some TBC arenas or something like that, I might do that. But as of now, I just feel like it's Blizzard has just kind of left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth for how much I've supported this company over the years. I just think that when you look at how tone deaf they are to their community and how many players have adamantly been opposed to microtransactions. Again, I keep calling them microtransactions, but in this case, they're not microtransactions. They're macro transactions. For such an old game to be adding, huge costs just to be able to, keep a character in Classic WoW and also moving forward into TBC, $35 per character to me is just ridiculous. And yeah, so I'm not going to keep rambling too much, but I'm just pretty disappointed in Blizzard right now. Maybe with all the backlash, people at Blizzard will make a change, but I mean, there's money involved, and this is a big way for them to make a good amount of money. So I highly doubt they're going to change anything, sadly. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's going to be something related to Ashes of Creation. So stay tuned. Take care.